Hello, everybody, and thanks for watching the internet. I am Stryker on the world-famous KROQ.com, and if you just see us three standing here, this is not a reality show. I'm Stryker from the radio. This is Matt, and that is Dom. They are 66% of the greatest band, MUSE.
Hey, how's it going?
Everything is good. How are you guys doing?
Great. Very chilled out and relaxed. We're on a kind of a vacation, a holiday, and we thought we'd just come in and do some work.
Now, I appreciate that. Everyone watching this appreciates that. You guys are probably like, damn it, we got to go talk to this
No, we're
guy.
more than happy. We're basically in LA for the week. We've been here for a week already, and we're staying here for about another week. And it's just it's nice to be chilling out here and not having to perform anything. We've got the gigs coming up. When's that? In a couple of weeks or something? Or
Yeah,
Sunday.
September 25th and 26th. We have two shows at Staples here in Southern California.
That's
And then September 23rd at the Honda Center.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give away some tickets on the radio when I play this back.
Nice.
But let's talk about vacation and relaxation and not talk about shows for a minute. So you're in LA for a few days. Even though, of course, you're not even from the United States, I consider you an LA band because this city has gravitated to you guys for a very long time.
Yeah, no, we've loved it here ever since we actually made quite a lot of our third album here, Absolution.
Right.
We recorded a lot of that here, and that was probably when we spent a couple of months here. So we got to know the area reasonably okay, you know, and we made a lot of friends here and stuff. So every time we come through, we just kind of feel very much at home. It's one of those places where you're on the road, but you feel at home, you know.
When people first move to LA, they hang out in a spot that they think is just the best and most artsy, and then a year later they're like, I can't believe I was hanging out there.
Right.
Are there any places like that for you guys?
Well, you know, there's years ago when we first came, we used to like hang around the Mondrian, you know?
Okay.
You know, and it's like, and I can't believe, you know, now, you know, you sort of think like, what was I thinking? You know,
Right.
like, you're hanging around with a bunch of, you know, buffoons and clowns. Right. But you know, that's what we were. We were buffoons and clowns back then. So,
Right.
you know,
I still am, by the way. Just so you know.
We fitted in, yeah. Well, I'm going there this Friday if you want to come in for a drink.
Okay, so you're staying on the Mondrian, and now I don't want to know where you're staying exactly, but what parts of LA do you gravitate towards now?
All over really. Silver Lake I've discovered. Obviously.
Okay.
That seems like a place where there seems to be
place,
lots of nice places to go out there. Been
Right.
hanging about there a little bit. Palisades for some reason.
Yeah, Pacific Palisades.
Yeah,
I went to high school in the Palisades.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's a very lovely area. Very quiet, laid back.
It is.
I've been going
Very rough neighborhood.
yeah.
No.
Been going down Santa Monica, Venice Beach, that kind of area.
Okay.
Yeah, just all over. Yeah.
Nice. And when you're walking around the Venice Beach area or even the Palisades, are you guys recognized? Do you hear people saying, that's the guys from MUSE?
It's occasional, but it's mainly musical people who recognise you. It's not like we're not like celebrity types. You know?
Okay.
So we get recognised by people who know the music. So
They're very appreciative and
it's
probably
like
not in your
it's always
face.
a good chat that you have with them, or like, you know, you can be we never get bothered by that kind of thing. You know?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you've put out 5 studio albums, and the music from the beginning to now, to me, it sounds like MUSE all the way through. That's MUSE then, this is MUSE now, but it's advanced in so many different ways, and I imagine the live shows have to have gone from a 2 out of 10 in your own minds to just a 10 out of 10. I've seen you guys way more than you've seen me in the past year. I was at Coachella, and the week before that, I was at the Vegas show.
Oh, cool. That was a good one. Yeah. Yeah, I love the Vegas show.
If you could just tell everyone, not the cost, but the effort and the amount of manpower and energy it goes into putting together one of your performances.
For the Vegas show, well, for that tour, that's the same setup we're bringing through for the LA gigs.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, 60, 70 crew, maybe?
I think we got about 80. It's quite a big touring party right now with that show that we're doing, because we have all the lifts. The whole thing is completely like custom built for the production. Because sometimes you'll roll into an arena or something like that, and there's a stage already there, and then you just put your gear on there, your instruments and bit of screen or whatever. But this whole thing is ours, and it's custom built, you know, for all the lifts. So the stage is round, so we can get all the people around the back of us. I mean, it's a big old deal, but it took a load of effort to actually get the whole thing sorted out in the first place, like the pre-production, like the rehearsal process. That was reasonably stressful.
I've been to a lot of shows in my time, and I've seen maybe your band 5 or 6 times, but overall, that Vegas show was the best concert I'd ever been to.
Wow.
I mean, from the sound to the performance and just the staging, when those 3 giant rectangle square-looking things come up, and you guys are there in the very beginning, and the lights and the huge eyeball balloons are floating around. I mean, just everything is so amazing. Who comes up with these ideas? Is it just the 3 of you, or do you have a man in a scientist hands you a sheet of paper?
No, we all sort of chat through. It's a collaborative effort with, obviously, you've got like lighting guy, you've got video makers. We've got a couple of video makers that are friends of ours from school and stuff, who've gone on to be kind of like what does Leo do? He does like special effects, for
Visual
films and
effects,
things,
yeah. Visual
And
effects.
so we've got a couple of friends that are in that kind of industry, and then there's people like set builders and that kind of stuff. So we just get them all in the room together and just start talking about what the album means, and you know the kind of moods we'd like to convey with the songs, you know, and everyone just starts scribbling down just ideas, and then normally budgets kick in and it all gets cut down to something, and you end up with something, which is what we've got.
Right.
Originally it was going to be something. Originally wanted the whole thing to be like a large building that we were in, and the whole thing rotates around like that with like sort of 4 floors, and we were kind of like trapped inside this prison,
Oh my god!
And then like eventually we had to cut eventually we had to cut the whole rotating stage.
You have to eat on the road. You can't spend all your money on that staging,
exactly,
right?
Yeah. And then you had to like we end up stripping it down to its most sort of simplest form, which is these 3 kind of miniature sky rises that we're playing on. The good thing about having a big setup like that is that it's so big to move around that you can actually get we get a month off in November, because the last gig we play is where is it in America?
New Orleans.
New Orleans,
yeah. Right.
But the gig before that is the last gig with the setup. And that's the last gig we play, and it takes a month to get the gear to Australia because it has to go on. Because it can't go on planes, it has to go on ships.
On a
and
ship.
Stuff. Yeah.
They don't make you go on that ship, right? You get to go on the plane.
I'm sure we could if we wanted to, but I'm not sure if I want to be out at sea for a month with a couple of sea containers.
No, I don't think I would want to do that. All right, we're still hanging out with Muse. Matt and Dom are here from the band. Every time we play a Muse song on the radio, in my mind, you guys are gaining another fan because there's so many people. I'll play a Muse song and someone will call me like, Stryker, what was that song? I'll tell them it's Muse. Just to give people a little history who don't know that much about you guys, there was a time when you were on a very big record label, rhymes with Maverick, and some things were going on. Their taste, I don't know if they loved or hated your voice or the music, and they didn't want to put out one of the records. And was it your choice to leave them, or they said, thanks a lot, but goodbye?
Yeah, but basically we were on lots of different independent labels, and that was the biggest one. Actually, Maverick, even though they're big, they were an indie label. They were just unique for North America.
Right.
They did licenses, but we had lots of separate record deals with like indie labels in Europe and Australia and stuff. And over in Europe, we started to do really well. And I think second album, Origin and Symmetry, we started to get quite experimental and get into sort of operatic sounds and operatic vocals and more kind of progressive music. And I think at the time over here, rock was like Limp Bizkit and.
It was very, very different
Korn
to the UK.
and all that kind of stuff, heavy metal.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think, we just weren't really fitting in back then.
So they wanted something that was going to hit this second.
Like that kind of thing. And I was going, it just wasn't really working. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry, can you give the first impression again? And you sound like...
It's like, and I'm like... all up there. Yeah. So it's like it couldn't be further apart, basically. Yeah. So I think that at that time, I think that everyone was looking for heavy metal music in America. Whereas we were going into a whole other world. So it was only a 2-album deal anyway with them. So we just decided to not carry on, basically.
And then you signed here in America with Warner Brothers, and it's been unbelievable since.
Yeah. So our third album, Absolution, was kind of perceived as almost like a debut over here. And that was, it felt that way when we came out here.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about. Well, I'm going to ask you this. Dom, are you Team Edward or Team Freddie? Or what is it, Team Edward or Team Jacob?
What's the girl called? I'm on her team, whatever her team's
Okay,
called.
I don't remember her name. Have you seen the Twilight movies?
I'm definitely on her team.
Yeah, I'm not on one of the geezers' teams now. I'll be on the ladies' team.
Yeah, we're not into beefcakes, we're into the girls.
Okay,
The emotional beefcakes.
I would really like
someone's got to start a band.
Kristen.
Yeah, we've got this idea for a band concept. Someone's got to start a band in America called Emotional Beefcakes. That'd be such a good
With a huge muscly guys?
Yeah, but like singing really emotional music. I think it'd be a great band.
All right, someone should